Welcome back. This is phase 2 of our Cornell Box project. I've taken my cardboard box, and as I was talking about in the last segment, I've created more of an apron like we have at the Gavilan College Theater. So it's a curved round surface. I just cut some pieces of cardboard and taped them in to insert them. I want to make sure they're sturdy, so I've taped them on both sides because this might get some wear and tear. Eventually we're going to be putting lighting instruments on and around this box to try and create different looks. While we had our break, I also decided that I've designed a winterscape here. So I'm going to create some sort of winterscape in my box. You can do whatever you want with yours. And I've decided, besides this exterior front opening, one, I'm going to have a side opening, which I've already cut over here. You can see two. I've made a little window here, and I actually left the flap of the cardboard there so I can close it off if I want to and have no light come from there, or have it be open and then light can come through like my fingers are. I've taped off the edges of it too, just because that's going to make the edge sturdier and hold up a little bit better than if it's rough cardboard or if I'm trying to paint this and finish this on the inside. I've also been thinking about how I'm going to finish the inside of this, but I still have one more light source to cut. So I've decided I'm going to put one up here in this back corner, upstage, far away from the audience, in the upstage right corner. Let's talk about cutting when you're going through a surface. What you never want to do is have your hand below where you're cutting. That's very dangerous and bad, especially with scissors or an X-Acto knife. Now you might decide you need to sturdy this a little bit, but have your hand really far away from where your cut's going to be. I've also traced out a circle here so that I can follow that marking and I'm not just trying to cut blind. The thing that I'm going to do first, I'm going to open up my scissors and hold them right here at the hinge and just cut through a little bit. That gives me an opening. See, I've just made like a little pop-top insertion. But that lets me get my scissors in easier because I'm going to try and go around a circle. Now, instead of immediately trying to go around, I think it might be easier if I cut a couple little chunks out of this. So I'm cutting segments of my circle rather than trying to do a whole circle at once. Now, if you have an X-Acto knife, you might be able to be a little more concise. I only have scissors at home, so that's what I'm working with. So I've cut kind of 5 little incisions out to where I drew my circle. And you can see my circle's not perfect. It's hand drawn. Now I'm going to try and cut around the edges of that. I'm keeping my hand away so that I can create this other light source. Now my circle's not perfect, and I'm not going to worry about it. If I wanted to, I could go back in, neaten it up with my scissors, or even just my hand a little bit is helping make it a little bit more spherical and less chunky. Also, if I decide I want to tape around the inside edge of this, that could help smooth out the edges too. So, but for the sake of time being, I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that later on. As I said, I decided I want to have a winterscape. So, how am I going to decorate the inside of my box, and what is my design going to look like? What's going to be downstage? What's going to be outside the proscenium or on the apron? What's going to be at the proscenium mark? What's going to be halfway up? What's going to be all the way upstage? Because I want to create a sense of dimension or space. I don't want everything just to be on the walls, and I don't want everything just to be in the front either. I want a combination of those two things. I could decide at this point just to take some good old craft paints, again from the hardware store, and paint the inside of it. But I know if I put blue on top of brown, I'm not going to get a nice blue. It's going to be a muddy color. So I took some craft paper that I have and cut out pieces for myself. I cut out one piece that's actually 2 strips taped together, and that's the bottom. That's going to give me a nice blank canvas on which to work. It was also nice because when I was trying to figure out what was going on the stage, and you probably can't see my markings because I worked really, really light, I wrote, maybe here's something, I might have a piece here, I might have something over here, maybe something further upstage. So I was able to design on this piece of paper where stuff might eventually go. I don't have to stick to that, but it's nice to kind of have a general idea. Again, I want a winterscape. So this brown background is not gonna help me at all. So I, again, took a really long piece of craft paper and created an insert. So let me put this in and I'll show it to you. My paper is a little bit longer than it needed to be because I wanted to be able to cut tabs, put a crease there that's going to help hold it up while I'm trying to tape it and get it in place. And I did some minor sketching on my paper. I looked up online, winter, snow-covered mountains, a couple prompts like that, found some really wonderful images and selected one of them that I'm trying to create here. So now I have a mountainscape, starts here. We don't really see it on this side wall because I'm going to have stuff coming out. It goes along the back. You can see the mountains kind of raising and lowering, and then it comes out over here. Now my picture has other pieces in it that aren't included. So I started thinking about how can I use my extra scraps of cardboard to create things. Don't throw these away, you'll need them. One of the things you'll have to do is cut little tabs like this to hold things up that you're going to try and prop up. The other thing is you can use these to create all kinds of things. This, it's a structure, suddenly. Or, I don't know, part of a wall unit, or part of a stair, or something else. So you can use this cardboard to make a lot of different things. I knew for my interior, I need some more mountains. I can't just have mountains on the front and mountains on the back and nothing in between. So I took some pieces of cardboard, cut them out. I covered them in my same white paper because I want everything I paint on to be the same, so I have a really distinct look. I'm a fussy designer, you don't have to be this fussy. This is just Dr. John. So I think I'm gonna want part of our mountain over here. These are not gonna look beautiful yet because nothing's painted or anything. And then I'm gonna need something over here somewhere, just to help create a sense of dimension. See, now I have a nice 3D effect going on. And while I was designing this, I'm thinking, I've got a light source here. I have a light source here, here that I haven't cut yet. So what's going to happen when light comes in those areas besides here? Think about craft supplies you have at home. Other things, I'm going to make a lake or something, so tinfoil is going to be my friend. Beware nonstick tinfoil, they are not kidding. Nothing will tape or glue to this side. Only this side, friends. If you have craft supplies around, left over from Christmas, and just grab this, or other things, pipe cleaners are a great thing to work with. Q-tips, you can build with all kinds of things out of them. I decided I'm going to need some trees and bushes. So I took a couple of those little fuzzy green things, and I've sort of made kind of a Christmas tree kind of thing. And I'm thinking I'm going to try and put it here, partially because I want some of the branches to block this side window, so when the light comes through it, it's broken up and not solid. Because I'm going to try and think about different kinds of looks and lighting effects I can create using my 3 light sources. 1, 2, 3 together or separately. Okay, so here we are, kind of the second stage. I've done my design work, I've got my box ready, my holes cut. Go ahead and get yourself to that point, come back and we'll do the next stage.